All of my money was just stolen. Today I was the victim of phone fraud. Somebody called saying that they were from my bank.
Oh my God.
Okay, this is a major warning. I'm getting emotional now because everything's fine, but my grandma was just put in a very stressful situation, and it just breaks my heart to think that she was in this. Be so careful. If somebody calls you and says that a loved one is in trouble and has either been arrested or is being held hostage, and needs money in order to get out of the situation, hang up.
Gangsters recruiting at-risk kids to commit violent crimes.
Robberies, carjackings, and even attempted murders. There have been more than 100 charges, the number of incidents rising at alarming rates. CTV's Janice Goulding joins us live with the story. Janice.
Every single day walking around cities in Canada, I can't determine whether I'm in Iraq, Afghanistan, some other Middle Eastern country, or India.
Honest with you, the government of Canada is setting the people up to fail.
Oh my God.
You know, from what I see, homelessness is not just a crisis here in Canada. It is a business.
What?
Don't come back.
I wonder why your mother was thinking of you.
Video being shared on social media purports to show the moments following the incident. Toronto police say they are aware of a video circulating and will provide it to investigators. A man now fighting for his life in hospital after being sent on a subway car.
To prevent the possibility of being attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door. Because they're breaking into your home to steal your car. They don't want anything else. A lot of them that they're arresting have guns on them, and they're not toy guns, they're real guns. They're loaded. To prevent the possibility of being attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door. Because they're breaking into your home to steal your car. They don't want anything else.
People, I have to listen to Constable Marco Ricidi. I know he's at a press conference, so he has to stay on script. However, I am not sure if he believes in what he's saying. But people, my question is Canada becoming a lawless society?
To prevent the possibility of being attacked in your home, leave your fobs at your front door. Because they're breaking into your home to steal your car. They don't want anything else. A lot of them that they're arresting have guns on them, and they're not toy guns, they're real guns. They're loaded.
When children are aware that there's no authority in the home, children will always take advantage of the opportunities and break things and make a mess. When criminals and the general public know that the laws are weak, the judicial system is a revolving door by giving criminals a slap on the wrist. And when they know that there's no teeth in the law, criminals will become emboldened and always break the law. Because many of them know that when they go to prison, it's their winter hibernation. Therefore, they know that they can get 3 meals a day, no rent to pay, and no rules to obey. So therefore, they know the laws in Canada are weak. Very, very, very weak.
Yep.
We need to call 911.
Oh my gosh.
Think your car is safe? Think again. Here's how thieves are breaking in faster than ever. It's called a relay attack. Thieves use two devices to capture the signal from your car key fob, even if it's inside your house. One device stays near your home, the other near your car. The first device snags the signal from your key fob and sends it to the second device, tricking your car into thinking the key is right there. Bam! Your car is unlocked and they're off.
My viewers and my subscribers, I am asking you kindly and please, the Canadian way, can you hit the like button and also the subscribe button?
So if you're not already aware, 54 cars are being stolen every single day in the Greater Toronto area. And here's another example. This happened in Toronto. We have these two criminals, these crooks, there are actually 3 crooks in total, pull up in this Honda SUV. They've identified this, looks like a Lexus RX, that they're going to go ahead and steal. And you can see they're already working on the front of the vehicle, and you're probably thinking, what are they doing? Well, they're ripping off the front bumper because what they're trying to do is get access to the headlight, because the headlight has a connector which connects to the ECU, or the computer of the vehicle. And so what they're trying to do is just basically get access to that connector, plug in their computer, and from that, they're going to reprogram the ECU to get access to opening the front door and to actually turn on the engine and steal this vehicle. And so you see 2 of the criminals here, and there's a third criminal that's in the Honda SUV that's just parked in front of them. And they were scoping out this parking lot for a bit before they'd gone ahead and identified this is the Lexus they wanted to take. And you can see one of the crooks went into the Lexus already. His friend, or his also criminal friend, is just kind of making sure that the car can turn on. And they've identified, okay, it's good, they can turn it on. So the third criminal, who is the driver, has come out, he's getting out of the vehicle. He's going to take control, get the other crook out of the vehicle. You can see he just moved it up a little bit. And then he's going to drive off with this Lexus. And you can see they basically stole this Lexus in under 1 minute, 30 seconds. And this is what's happening across the entire GTA. We need to be way harder on these criminals.
Gangsters recruiting at-risk kids to commit violent crimes.
Robberies, carjackings, and even attempted murders. There have been more than 100 charges, the number of incidents rising at alarming rates.
This Brampton pharmacist describes the moment he was robbed at gunpoint.
It's scary, right? So I just like shaking. Then I thought, like, don't hurt me. Whatever you want, just take it.
And Peel police say that this gang had been operating since 2019, actively recruiting at-risk youth to conduct criminal acts, which included pharmacy robberies and carjackings. 8 adults were arrested along with 12 young offenders.
Premier Ford, what is your response to the news that a 16-year-old boy has been released on bail after and attempted murder charges were stayed due to a lack of sufficient evidence in connection to a mass shooting outside of Toronto High School where 2 people died in June 2024?
Oh my God.
We should change the Young Offenders Act. I'll tell you one thing. When I was 16, and every person in this room, when they're 16, they're smart enough to know if you grab a gun and start people shoot the neighborhood up or shooting people and you kill them, you should be in jail. That's one thing I got a pet peeve about. You know, the criminal code is controlled by the federal government. You know, and we have to start holding people accountable, because these people are these young kids are running around, and they're kids 16 to 18 years old, breaking into homes. You heard about that one family. 8 people showed up to their home, eight guys, and they pistol whipped the father. The mother had the 1-year-old begging that they don't touch them, and the ring's off. You know, this is just out of control now here. People have to be held accountable. And then, once I'm on a roll now, did everyone hear about the story in Lindsay? So this criminal that's wanted by the police into this guy's house, this guy gives him a meeting, and this guy gets charged. And the other guy gets charged. But, something is broken.
Wait for it. Here it comes. Almost there.
Now, first things first, we need to stop these criminals who are part of gangs and organized crime. As you know, Ontario is one of the hot spots for auto theft. So last week we announced $121 million to support law enforcement.
Bonita kunywa sumu. Oh mama keki. Inapenda unavozi seti.
Yo te estoy diciendo que me dieron. Otro saco que me daba. Mira. Dios,
I have an incredible privilege, but at the same time, I realize one thing. It's all an illusion. The titles, the accomplishments, it's what kind of human being are you and what's left when the spotlights are off, and how do you talk to yourself in your bedroom when nobody's looking? That's the human being I want to be. Oh my God.
Day by day, this country is becoming unrecognizable, because you would think something like this would happen in Detroit, Chicago, or New Jersey, but no, it is very much happening in Canada, unfortunately. And if there's one thing you can learn from today, it's that crime pays. So for all the people out there who want to talk about how they want to see a crime-free city, guess what? It's never going to happen, because how do you think these police officers get paid? How do you think these lawyers get paid? How do you think these law firms get paid? And by the way, this whole PO region ghost project, these guys are getting a massive kickback. They're making a ton of money off of the expense of our safety and well-being. And on the subject of self-defense, why is it that when somebody, oh, by the way, breaks into your home, you can't harm them without the fear of getting charged or going to jail? It should be a no-holds-barred type of policy. And I understand that you can't do that in a public setting, but the fact that you can't even do that within the comfort of your own home to protect yourself, protect your family, is stupid. The justice system guys have shit for brains. They're never going to learn. They're stupid.
Is he correct? Is crime a big business in Canada? A bird told me that when the crime rate goes down, there's no overtime in the courts.
$4,000 is a lot of money for me.
Andre Perot of Pickering just retired from teaching. She's on a waiting list for a lung transplant and requires a constant flow of oxygen. In August, she got her first pension check, but was shocked to see someone made 2 e-transfers out of her account, totaling almost $4,000.
I thought, my gosh, what's going on? $4,000 less. And so I called immediately my bank.
The bank told her someone hacked into her account and her email to request a 2-factor authentication code. With it, they were able to make the e-transfers.
The bank said that they had my password and my bank card number, which is weird because I had it with me. I've never lost it at all.
Banks generally will replace funds stolen by scammers unless a customer has not protected their personal information. Perot was with the Bank of Montreal, and a spokesperson told CTV News it is the customer's responsibility to protect their account information, mobile, online banking passwords, and PIN information at all times. Perot was told she must have compromised her banking information and that she will not be getting her money back.
Yes, the scammer are getting fancy, but then there's no reason not to give you money back. Like, I didn't do this.
All of my money was just stolen. Today I was the victim of phone fraud. Somebody called saying that they were from my bank, from the fraud department of my credit card, that there were fraudulent charges on my card. He asked to verify, he verified them, asked me if I did them, and I said no, and then he said, okay, I'm gonna cancel your card right away, like, I'm gonna help you out, don't worry about it. He somehow already had access to, like, see my transactions on that card, so he went through, like, the most recent ones, and asked me, like, is this legitimate? Is this legitimate? I was like, yes, like, that I know. And then he somehow got access to, I didn't give him any passwords, nothing. He, like, already had stuff. He just asked me for, like, normal verification questions. And he was somehow able to access my account, and he wiped my checking and my savings clean. I reported it to BMO fraud, and I'm going to the police station now to report it as well. Just be so careful when people call you. Please, just be careful.
That's just so gutless. Can you imagine working so hard, don't even have enough, and these criminals just go in and clean out your account? Unconscionable. And they keep doing it over and over again because they know the law is weak.
I am livid at how scams have gotten so real. This is like, okay, this is a major warning. I'm getting emotional now because everything's fine, but my grandma was just put in a very stressful situation, and it just breaks my heart to think that she was in this. Be so careful. If somebody calls you and says that a loved one is in trouble and has either been arrested or is being held hostage, and needs money in order to get out of the situation, hang up. Don't believe it. My grandma just thought that I had been arrested and that she needed to pay $10,000 bail. She didn't end up falling for it, but she was asking questions, and I guess asked too many, because she thought she was talking to me. She genuinely thought that I was in trouble and she was my first call. And so she thought she was talking to me, and so she was asking lots of questions when the other person got back on the phone. She had even talked to a lawyer who had gotten involved, and she said, "This isn't one of those scams, is it?" And they said, no. And she said, "Well, why? I just don't understand why I can't. It has to be $10,000 cash. Like, all I can come up with is X amount, or why can't I give a check?" And then they hung up on her. And so then she called me, and had I not answered, she would have found the money to pay them. So anyways, just beware that these things are out there. The other thing I will warn you against, because I heard this on a podcast as an actual terrible scam that's going around, is that now that they have her voice recordings, it's very likely that they now edit it into a way that it looks like my grandma is in trouble, and then calls another family member, maybe even myself, and plays her distressed voice notes or voice recordings back to me, trying to get money out of me so that she can be saved. So just know that this is a thing. And tell your loved ones, because I don't want this to happen to anybody. I don't want anybody to be in this position.
Can you imagine that your parents or the elderly on a fixed income don't have much? And these scammers are preying upon the weakest and the most vulnerable in society. They're using deepfake, AI, and they're cloning the voices. And as you just heard, they're using it to prey upon the elderly, to scam them, because they know the elderly are not aware of these scammers. I mean, how unconscionable can that be? And our leaders, our liberal government, would rather send more money to Ukraine than fix the crime that is creating havoc on Canadians.
11 people are facing over 100 charges in an investigation into a taxi fraud scheme. Well, police are showing off a haul of items purchased as a result of the scam. Police say a criminal network would pose as taxi drivers, then swap out credit or debit cards with fake ones during the payment process while retaining real cards and PIN numbers. Investigators have connected over 300 incidents in the scheme, resulting in losses of over $500,000.
Every taxi driver, it's bylaws, it's city bylaws. They're mandated. They have to take cash. And even on top of that, though, if you never lose control of your card, if you say, "Give me the machine, I'll put it in. It's not working. Can you explain why?" "Yeah, give me the card and the machine." "No, I'm not giving you the machine unless I'm taking my card out first." So maintain control of your card is a big thing. And recognize that all taxi cabs, as soon as they say, "We don't take cash," get out of the taxi cab, because that's not a legitimate taxi cab.
Police are encouraging anyone who's reported credit or debit card fraud related to a taxi or their bank to also contact them, because they're concerned more people are impacted.
Like I said again, the only reason why they keep doing this, because they know the laws are weak and they can get away with it.
Don't come back.
I wonder why your mother was think of you.
Oh my god, this is epic!
Take a picture.
I am.
I've never seen this before in my life. I'm shocked.
His name's Daniel.
Oh,
That's Daniel.
Hi, Daniel.
It's
your birthday. Have a good night. Happy Easter.
Can you believe this? Daniel just went in the LCBO, walked out with alcohol. And you can see the workers and even the security who's shadowing him just hands down. Oh, happy birthday, Daniel. He just takes what he wants. And who do you think the same government corporation, the LCBO, gonna put the increase on? You and I. But Daniel can just go in there, take any amount of alcohol he wants, and keep coming back. And all they say, oh, don't come back. Because he knows there are no consequences for his actions. Because it's Canada. And we're under a Liberal government.
Honest with you, the government of Canada is setting the people up to fail. You know, from what I see, homelessness is not just a crisis here in Canada. It is a business. And the government is profiting from that 100%. I mean, think about it for a second. Why is there liquor in every grocery store, every corner store, and every gas station? Why are there dispensaries in every corner of the city? Why are they out there handing out kits to the homeless, yet they're arresting them when they find them using in public? And they tell them they care about them, they love them. This is not help. This is a trap. They want the people to remain broken. They want the people to remain in poverty. They want the people to remain homeless. And that is why they're doing that. And that is why they will never ever solve the issue of homelessness here in Canada.
Hallelujah. Show glory. She has a very, very valid point.
Every single day walking around cities in Canada, I can't determine whether I'm in Iraq, Afghanistan, some other Middle Eastern country, or India. It's truly shocking to me when you look throughout history how Canadians have swallowed hook, line, and sinker that if you're not pro-immigration, you're somehow some sort of a racist. Throughout history, it's been intuitive. The government is elected to look after the people who elected them. Immigration would be allowed in as long as it was beneficial to the people who were currently living in the country. That was what we looked out for first and foremost. With Justin Trudeau and the Liberals' woke nonsense, they've somehow brainwashed Canadians into thinking that if you are anti-immigration, you're a racist, you're a hater, you're not accepting of other people. It has absolutely nothing to do with this. It's an economic argument. People who have lived in this country for the entirety of their lives know how much worse our economy has gotten. Isn't that the primary concern of the government? To ensure that there's a functional economy for the citizens who are currently living in that country? Our middle class, lower class is disappearing. Houses are becoming more and more unaffordable every day. I could list through a million things that are detrimental in our society that are happening due to these mass immigration levels. And what does Mark Carney do once he gets elected into office? He continues the same mass immigration numbers that Trudeau has allowed in. Our population is now over 41 million. And I don't need to even cite statistics. If you're a Canadian living in our cities, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This country has absolutely transformed. Demographics are destiny. Don't let them cower you. Let them say that you're some sort of a bigot for saying no to immigration. It has absolutely nothing to do with hate. It has to do with self-love. Those of us who have ancestors who died in World War I, World War II, we have the primary right in this country to be looked after by our government. Feel as though we're electing people who actually give a shit about Canadians who have been here for a long time. And that's the exact opposite of what we get. It's time that we fight back. Check out my Substack, subscribe. We need to make our voices heard. We need Trump-like policies to reduce and restrict and get rid of the illegal and criminal immigrants who are here, because this country is going down the absolute shit.
The first responsibility of any government is to protect its citizens. both from external and internal threats. When the government has failed to do that, then the government has failed its responsibility. Crime is on the rise in Canada. We see influx of immigrants. We see standards are falling. And we see that the laws have become very weak, where the judicial system more likely have become a revolving door. If you listen throughout the big cities lately for the past maybe 10 years, you realize that the police don't really delete people anymore. Because from my research, the police can be slapped with a civil lawsuit if they get a wrongful death conviction. And these are the things that actually literally, psychologically, economically handcuff the police. So you find that the lawbreakers know that. And because they know that, they keep breaking the laws because they have no consequences. As Doug Ford mentioned, that this person go and break into another person's house, and the victim basically put a whooping to the perpetrator, and the victim is charged. What kind of law is that? The criminal set the stage, violated the rights of the victim, and the criminals seems to have more rights than the victim. What kind of law is that? However, it's Canadian law. I believe it's liberal-induced law. So we're in a situation where Canadians are walking on eggshells. The police are reluctant to enforce the law forcefully because they know oversight body like the SIU will investigate, and if they come up on the short end of the stick, they're more likely gonna get a financial whiplash. So what do? You can push the government to change the laws, but then again, Canadians voted for the same more liberal party that is more prone to sending money to Ukraine and buy new submarines like what Mark Carney is doing now in Germany, instead of pushing in a bill, passing legislation so Canadians can feel safe. And where criminals know that if they break the law, there'll be severe consequences. But then again, who am I to say? I am just a vlogger who is spewing hot here. Welcome to the modern day Canada. People, I want to thank you for watching as usual. Please drop your comments and I will see you in the next video. Peace.
Since Russia's illegal seizure of Crimea, Operation Unifier, which Canada put in place, has trained over 45,000 Ukrainian troops. This will become even more important going forward. That's the front line, but that's should be buttressed by the coalition of the willing, potentially the United States, in matters of intelligence and other support. We are working through with our allies in coalition of the willing and with Ukraine the modalities of those security guarantees on the land, in the air, and the sea, and I would not exclude the presence of troops.
The law needs to be clear that if someone comes into your house uninvited to steal your property or harm your family, you need to be able to do whatever is necessary to stop them. And my message to the criminal thugs who are invading the homes of Canadians in unprecedented numbers because of liberal laws is that you should be in serious danger if you go into someone's house illegally and try to harm them. If you don't want to be harmed, then don't invade someone's house and don't threaten their security. The law needs to be very clear that people have the right to defend their homes and their families against lawbreakers.